What is going on, everyone? It is Foul Play here, and we're back again for another Modern League. So this time I'm going to be picking up blue-white Bogles. I have not played this deck in a while, mostly because just green-white I feel is in a very good place at the moment. And likewise with Bant, I feel like green-white's in a pretty good place, so why splash extra colors if you don't really need to? Nonetheless, for science, let's go ahead and do it anyway. So I will actually be doing a few changes to the last time I ran the deck. The most noticeable of which is going to be the inclusion of Dried Arbor and of 21 lands. Now, we've got 7 fetch lands between the Misty Rainforest and the Windswept Heath, which can fetch Dried Arbor. And Dried Arbor can only really tap for this Slippery Bogle here, and that's it. Now, the reason why I wanted to go for 21 lands over just 20 is there's going to be a lot of hands where maybe you've got Invisible Stalker in it, and it's a one-lander, and you're on the play, and it's a bit iffy, so I think just going for that one extra land hopefully will help out. Although having said that, I did decide to also include Dried Arbor, so it might be just counterintuitive. Maybe we get rid of Dried Arbor and just play like an extra Misty Rainforest or a the Waterlog Grove, like a Horizon land. Alright, so other than that, we've got the full set of fetches, we've got 3 basics, we've got 2 Horizon Canopies, and the full 4 Seachrome Coasts. Creature-wise, I'm going for similar to my green-white. I'm going to go for 11 here. We've got the Core Spirit Dancer in there as a 3 of. Obviously, Core Spirit Dancer active is passive I should say, is pretty overpowered, where it gets you to draw an aura every time you cast an aura, or draw a card every time you cast an aura, pardon me. Having said that, it is fragile. We probably don't need a super huge amount of aura draw, because we do have Curious Obsession as a 4 and Staggering Insight as a 3. But Core Spirit Dancer, those late game hands where you just go aura, draw, aura, draw, aura, draw, come on, man. Curious Obsession can't do that. Alright, so we have got the full playset of our Ethereal Armors here, of course, our Hyena Umbras, our Curious Obsession, and our Daybreak Coronets. So that's going to be the core of the auras. We've got 3 of Arcane Flight, 3 of Staggering Insight, 3 Force of Negation, and 3 Path to Exile. So I guess in matchups where there's going to potentially be chump blockers, we're going to have to lean more heavily on our Invisible Stalker, because as the matchup stands, we have no Spirit Mantles, no Aqueous Forms, but that's just what I want to do. That's what I want to test. I don't want to overcomplicate things here. All right, on top of that, sideboard wise, so we got some spice here. We got Flusterstorm. I have not run Flusterstorm before. I've been thinking about it for a while. It's obviously very good in matchups which have counter magic against you. If they've got Force of Negation, Mana League, whatever it might be, bam, you got copies on the stack. It makes it harder for them to counter than just a Stubborn Denial or just a Force of Negation. Other sideboard tech, we've got Suppression Field here as 3, Rest in Peace as 3. We've got 1-ofs for Luris and for Teferi. Teferi is cool tech. Good anti-ensnaring bridge tech, right? And Leyline of Sanctity as well. So that's what the list is today, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to get into the league. Alright, so we got a good old mulligan here. We also lost the die rolls versus Orgabar. So yeah, just real quick, I'm going to be making a channel announcement. I will make it at the end of the video. Wow, down to 4. Good times. Do we have to keep a Dried Arbor hand here? I think we might. I don't like it. Put 1, 2, 3. It's just what we're forced into doing because we're mulligan so low. But yeah, if you want to have some input on the direction I might take the channel in, things like that, stick around to the end, hear what I have to say, and that should all be peachy. We do draw a land. I have a feeling we're going to want the double white more than we're going to want the double blue here. We are versing a Valakut deck. Could be Amulet, could be Scapeshift. Not really sure. Amulet of Vigor. Alright. Looks like Amulet Titan now. Celestia Sanctuary as well, so it's a bounce land. Explore. Okay. Castle Garenbrig. Sure. Get ready for like second Amulet for like Ultra Blowout. No second Amulet. Not yet. Well, our hand here is like exceedingly slow. That's an interesting one. Well, let's give our Totem Armor. Let's attack for 2, and I don't really like it. We can't utilize the green mana here. It's not very good. Risk of like going Curious Obsession attack there, as if they have Dryad of Lycian Grove. It's somewhat likely that our creature just dies to a Valakut trigger. This way I guess it makes him do like 2 Valakut triggers. The other argument is if he has like Valakut online at this point, we might just lose our creature and be dead anyway, so just gamble past it, hit the Curious Obsession, get the card draw. We did draw the Daybreak Coronet though, so we're under less pressure, right? Alright, so opponent plays a Forest for turn. And I smell, I guess, either a Dryad of Lycian Grove or a Azusa. Alright, there's the Dryad. So 1 extra land. Bejuga Bog comes in. They could potentially explore as well. We're losing our graveyard. Damn you, Lurrus. Yes, but jokes aside, this deck's definitely got more than this that it can do on a turn 3, and their turn's not over yet, right? So, Forest, Bejuga Bog, they've played 2 lands this turn, no extra effects so far. That's an interesting one. Alright, let's get in for 5. Let's gain some life. Let's see if Dryad Arbor lives. If it doesn't, we're probably in a pretty bad spot. If they can get like 1 Valakut trigger, we can potentially Spirit Dancer and put Curious Obsession on the Spirit Dancer, but then Curious Obsession falls off. So that's not great. And like, obviously if we're on the play, it's just also a different game, right? Alright, so here's the Azusa. If our opponent's got a bounce land, they have all the mana in the world. The Suva is equal to a bounce land. So now they can just float 6 mana here at this point. Actually 8 mana. They can float 8 mana here. And if there's prime time comes down. They've got the Amulet, which means they can give haste, so they can go Valakut plus Hanawar Battlements, or Waste, or whatever it's called. Give haste, and then they can attack in, get some like crazy Valakut triggers. So basically, if we see Summoner's Pact or Primeval Titan, and our opponent selects the right lands, we just lose. Well, there's a Valakut. God damn it, he's got fucking 4 mana up. Alright, I'm just going to concede. This isn't worth it at this point. We mulligan down to 4, and it was a pretty bad 4. We might be able to, like, battle a little bit if our opponent doesn't... we might be able to battle a little bit if we're on a hexproof creature as opposed to, like, a Dryad Arbor, but, like, that hand was just awful. Sideboard-wise here, there's not a whole lot that I want. We could consider Flusterstorm, maybe. Our opponent will be boarding in Force of Negation. Flusterstorm and like not Force of Negation. Our opponent will be boarding in Force of Vigor. I don't really like it. We could like Teferi bounce Dryad of Elysian Grove. Again, that's not very good. Contrary to that, Teferi can protect us from instant speed Force of Negation, which I like a bit more. Path to Exile is definitely good in the matchup. So cards we want between these 7. Definite cards we want are these paths. Cards that are bad. Core Spirit Dancer I think is fine on the play. On the draw it might be a bit iffy. Honestly, I think we just run the list back with the Force of Negations and get into it. And that should hopefully be okay. So reminder guys, if you do enjoy the video and have not done so already, make sure to subscribe for daily content. We do lots of Bogles here. On the weekend we also changed it up. Alright, so we'll select our companion, jump on the play, get into it. Beautiful hands here. Oh my god. What is this? Absolute ridiculousness. I really just do not like keeping a Dryad Arbor hand. Opponent has mulligan to 6. We can keep interaction here. We can keep like a 4 power creature with interaction. It's still not exciting. I think I'd... If it's like a hexproof creature, it doesn't take up your land drop. It doesn't disrupt your tempo. It's like way less awful, right? Look, now we've mulliganed to 5 and we've got like a 1 or a handy. I don't know what is going on today. This is quite honestly ridiculous. So we'd like bottom 2 cards. We'd keep a 2-lander with 2 creatures. This feels so bad. I think we have to do it though. We need to draw extremely well to get anything out of this game. Like, we can't mulligan to 4 and hope for something amazing, can we? Like, if we mulligan to 4, what are we looking for? Like, the exact same hand, but with 1 land and a Curious Obsession instead of the Stalker? And like, it's just bad that we're mulliganing that hard. The deck's not actually built that, like, inconsistently that we should be mulliganing this much. Alright, so here unless I draw something really good, I just like going in on the Invisible Stalker. We have like 2 garbage cards on the bottom, so I don't really want to fetch. We've got like Fetch Land and Dryad Arborite. So fetching there is like really ill-advised too. Double Amulet for the opponent. Well, we're fucked. With this deck as well, I haven't got Force of Vigor. So against, you know, these artifact decks, we're potentially in some trouble, really, right? Fuck me. Turn 2 Primeval Titan. Yeah, no worries, buddy. Just calm it down. Just calm it down. That'll be good, right? Wow. That is the nuts. A turn 2 Primeval Titan is literally the nuts with this deck. And look at what we've got to follow this one up with. Oh my god, this is just sad. Alright. So, unless we draw something pretty miraculous, I imagine we're probably just losing this one. So yeah, announcement, guys. I want some, like, viewer input on the direction to take the channel. What do you guys think? Should I leave the channel as all Bogles? Are you happy with me doing daily matches where it's just the 1 match? Are you happy with me on the weekend doing a full league? Do you enjoy seeing a variety of decks in the format? Maybe I should be playing a less janky variety of decks though. Do you want me to keep it more Bogles, aggro, or mid-range focused? Things like that. I want to know from you guys, the viewers, what you want to be seeing right now. I've got a bit of flexibility with, you know, YouTube. I've got a bit of flexibility with the fact I've got mana traders. I can rent like 400 ticks. Any deck that's sort of like mid-range value, right? So obviously there's a lot of flexibility with what we can do there. I just want to know if people want to see me playing like, you know, a Black Green Rock, a Jund deck, a Ponza deck, a Heliod Company deck. Do you want to see a variety of modern, or do you want to just see Bogles? Like, is it too much Bogles if I post 3 leagues worth of content a week? 2 leagues worth better and then 1 of something else, you know. Just let me know what you think down below. I would really like to know, because obviously I've been a little bit all over the place with what I've been selecting. Not that I think it's, you know, the worst thing ever. Alright, opponent, million billion mana here, 10 damage. We're going to take it. We're going to want this Invisible Stalker to maybe do some work. At this point, we need Daybreak Coroner and our opponent to have literally nothing else. Maybe Path to Exile gets us there. Very small, maybe. Oh, it's just a fucking Dryad of Elysian Grove as well. That's a bit scary. He can still go bounce land into Azusa at this point and empty more. Alright. Fuck me, a Boreal Grazer too. Jesus. We're getting absolutely slaughtered here. You can actually name Azusa's type here. Oh, he doesn't even need to, because it gets land typing off the Dryad. He can actually do a tap untap thing there with the Amulet triggers and still play Azusa off of the Cavern of Souls there. Alright, well that's not going to do it. This was, you know, absurdly undervalued, underpowerful hands, mulliganing to nothing. And yeah, like, against a deck this powerful, it's just not going to happen. Like, we didn't have really powerful that was a turn 2 Titan, right? That was a turn 2 Titan. We didn't have good interaction for them, because we don't have Force of Vigor. Maybe an oversight of the deck construction was I don't have any artifact or enchantment destruction, but, you know, hey, that's what it is. Anyway, we've waffled on for long enough, guys. Definitely let me know what you think, what you want. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.